There's something strange about it, isn't there? You meet someone who barely opens up, who gives you just enough to keep you wanting more, and somehow, you're hooked. They don't return your texts right away, they seem distant, mysterious, even emotionally cold, but still, your mind spirals, wondering what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and more dangerously, what you can do to fix it. For many people, especially those who've experienced childhood emotional neglect or inconsistent caregiving, emotional unavailability feels familiar. In a world full of emotional chaos, that can be magnetizing. We mistake detachment for strength. We assume if they're not easily swayed or emotionally reactive, they must have a rare kind of power. But emotional unavailability isn't strength, it's often fear. Fear of vulnerability, fear of intimacy, fear of being hurt. But since they rarely show that fear, it's easy to confuse avoidance with emotional mastery. It triggers unresolved emotional patterns. We unconsciously try to win the love that was once withheld from us. We want to earn their attention, to be the one person they finally open up to. But you can rewrite your patterns. And it starts by choosing people who choose you back. We see their affection as a prize, and when we finally get a glimpse of it, even briefly, it feels like a victory. Until next time, protect your peace, know your worth, and never settle for half-hearted love. But love should never feel like a game you have to win. It should never feel like you're constantly trying to be enough. We believe that if we can get this distant person to open up, it will finally heal an old wound inside us. That's not love. Ask yourself, am I drawn to this person because of who they truly are, or because of how they make me feel about myself when they give me attention? Am I chasing validation, or real connection? Emotionally unavailable people force us to confront our own emotional patterns. They reflect the parts of ourselves that crave approval, or chase love that's hard to get. That's a subconscious attempt at redemption. It's like chasing a ghost that feels real enough to believe in, but just out of reach. It's about feeling safe, heard, and seen, not ignored, confused, or anxious. Emotionally available love isn't boring, it's peace. And once you truly experience it, you'll never chase ghosts again. The next time you find yourself deeply attracted to someone who withholds affection or keeps you guessing, pause and ask, is this love, or is this a psychological echo of a wound I haven't healed yet? And the more distant they are, the more intense your desire becomes. Why is that? Why do we so often fall hardest for the ones who give us the least? Why are emotionally unavailable people so irresistibly attractive? The truth is, emotional unavailability often hides behind an intriguing mask. These individuals are usually hard to read, reserved, or even mysterious. And the human brain is wired to solve mysteries, it loves unfinished puzzles. When someone gives us mixed signals, our minds don't quiet down. They obsess. That inconsistency becomes addictive, because it taps into a psychological phenomenon called intermittent reinforcement, a powerful trigger in behavioral psychology. This is the same principle used in slot machines. You don't win every time, but the occasional reward keeps you hooked. Emotionally unavailable people give us just enough hope, just enough connection, to make us think, maybe this time, I'll reach them. And so, we keep trying. Another psychological element is projection. We tend to project our fantasies onto people who leave emotional space. When someone doesn't reveal much, we fill in the blanks with our own ideal version of them. We convince ourselves they're deeper than they appear, that their silence means something profound. We assign meaning where there might be none. It's not always about who they are, it's about who we imagine they could become, if only they let us in. But what makes us stay, what makes us chase, goes even deeper. Emotionally unavailable people also seem independent. They're not needy. They're not overwhelming. They seem calm, in control, and unbothered. Here's the irony, the more emotionally unavailable someone is, the more we may be tempted to prove ourselves. So, how do you deal with this awareness? The key lies in self-reflection. And once you see it, you can break the cycle. Real attraction isn't about intensity. It's about consistency. You deserve someone who doesn't just make you feel butterflies, but makes you feel secure. Someone who doesn't leave you guessing, but leaves you grounded. So if you've ever fallen for someone who keeps their heart behind walls, know this, you're not crazy, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful insights on relationships and human behavior.